Do we have a lot of tourists? Okay, then I'll start up here. Okay. I'll let you see. The tourists are still clearing out. Have tents. It's a Jan Harald. Do you want to wave? They can barely see you in there, so there we go. It's a Jan Harald. We'll go up the hill though, because we still have tourists in town. Welcome from Gudvangen on a happy Sunday. I think my camera's a little crooked. Hopefully it's not too bad. So Karl's father turned 90 actually earlier this year, but he celebrated it yesterday. So we were in Selje, and then we realized trying to drive back 4 hours after dinner and squeezing YouTube in the middle wasn't quite doable. So we decided to go today. So people like Jenny in Sweden, maybe she can make it today. She could never make Saturdays. But we're having hot weather. You can see it's been raining. The rocks are still looking a little bit wet. It's been actually raining a little bit every day, which means the grass is growing tall and we can't cut it. There we are. Little waterfall. Hey, hey. Looks like my camera's jiggling a little bit, but hopefully that'll be better when I sit still. Roxy with the ducks is here. Oh, we've missed her. So we're having beautiful weather. Okay, yeah, no, it's shaking a little bit. I'm not sure why. Let me just adjust the gimbal thing a little bit. See if it fixes. Yeah. We'll just pretend we've been drinking. If it's a little shaky until I sit down. So as catch up. A lot of you guys are here today. This is what happens when I advertise early, even if it's a day late. Raymond's here, back for round 2, 13 degrees Celsius and rain here before midnight in Perth, Western Australia. He has now sewn one of the button bands onto his cardigan and got the other band in place. He's very slow at sewing, he says, but he hasn't had much practice. You can do this. Just bury your stitches and no one will ever know. Albert is here, and Kiwi says, that's awesome, Raymond. You're making great progress. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, he's on, I think it's both on Nalbinding International and Nalbinding Facebook group. You can kind of follow his projects, just search his name. And you can see he's been very good at documenting sweaters, which is good because a lot of people have a lot of questions about those. Let's see. Albert says it's warm where he is and he's about to play D&D and has a stream in the background. Dungeons and Dragons we have to do a lot of. Raymond also used to play D&D. Actually, quite a few of us did. I used to play D&D a little bit, and then we got stuck in the mega storm. If you look it up, mega storm Duluth, it was 96.3 or 2 inches or whatever of snow dropped in one night. 3 different weather systems hit us all in the same go, and 9 of us were trapped in a dormitory meant for 4 people, and it was Halloween night. We were watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We did a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. We don't meet anymore. That's what happens. Let's see, I'll show you the textile tent that we are making to show how textiles get done. We have so many tourists that we needed to make a second textile station. So I have to add Nalbinding to this. There's a little bit, but they've been doing one. Roger Fjallar made a tablet. He tried to make a loom, which is slightly based on the Oseberg one. It actually is based on the Oseberg one, except for this extra stability bar that's been added in. But the idea on the Oseberg one is if you put your foot right there and push down, it makes the tension on the band a little bit stronger, a little bit tighter. So I think Alexandra started us one to have as a sample, which looks quite cool. We are out of bands though, but somehow we managed to find a few, tablets. We have to get more of those. If anybody has a good source of getting tablets, like lots of those, we need hundreds. Send me a link because we need them for our shop. We have sold out all of the tablets that we have for this. If you don't have cards for that and you aren't going to be in somewhere historically correct, you can actually use playing cards, cut them into square, round off the edges, and put a little bit of, or use a hole punch in 4 corners to make the basic tablets. Although these tablets can go octagonal, all different kinds, bigger, smaller. Show you the loom, please. Oh, yes. Anne Moreau is here, and she is honing in from Belgium, but she's got a really cool dollhouse project that she's making a Viking house with Viking dolls and everything, and now she wants to make the loom. This is a warp-weighted loom, and the reason I want to call it a warp-weighted loom is because the warp of the loom is being held tight by weights. In this case, we've used little round donuts like clay. They're clay, they look like donuts anyway, and these actually are, some of them are made based on fines, so you can see that they've been marked with little tablets. But you can also use bags of sand or even a heavy rock, but you don't want to make it too heavy, just heavy enough to keep the whole thing taut. And this is a leaning one. So there's no, sometimes they look like an A-frame, but this one is just leaning, so it literally just leans up against the tent like that so they can work on it. And this one can have multiple shafts. I put my basket down here. You can, first you attach your loom, or you're weaving to here. You can see here where they kind of attached it in the first place. That's a long process. It takes about a week to do, to set it up. But as you work on it, you twist this lever, and it'll bring your work all the way up so that your working space has now become more available. So you can see this has been worked well down into the cross threads, so it actually needs to be pulled up a bit with that, and then this needs to be sunk a little bit too, which we can do on the pegs. You can actually lower it a peg. And then a lot of the pegs, like this one, have a little indent. This is because when you have every other string, this is just a simple twill, so in, out. It's kind of hard to see because it's sunk way lower than it should be. Every other string, maybe it's easier to show from here. Every other string is attached with one of these threads that goes around it, and then they're split at the bottom as well. And so when you pull this shaft out to the, oops, I can't do it because it's standing, to the position it's in now, that will separate the fibers. It's just not showing it very well, but actually up here is where it's supposed to separate it. And then when you put it in, sorry, I can show that from here. When you put it inwards, then the other ones will come out a bit forward instead. So that's kind of the point of that in a very quickly explained process. And you can do lots of different patterns. Maybe you want every fourth one. Maybe the yarn to go over every fourth and under every fifth or something. So you can do more. You can have 2 shafts here. This is 2 shafts. 2 shafts there, 2 shafts there, and so on and so forth. So you can do very complicated patterns. And when they're setting up a loom, they will often take and run the yarn around these to get the right distance. And this is a niddy noddy. This is one version of one. Roger made this one based on mine. Mine were just rounded instead of square. But this is the one way that you can wrap the yarn around in like an infinity loop. And when you're done spinning the yarn, if you wet the wool and wrap it around one of these to dry, the yarn will no longer have a twist to it. The twist will just stay. It'll develop a memory. It's a bit like if you braid your hair when it's wet, it will kind of keep the wave. This is the same thing. If you wrap it around the heart, not too tight though, but if you wrap it around when it's wet, then it will it'll keep from it raveling back up on each other, from spinning back up. Because if you're spinning the wool and then you just rest the yarn a bit, the yarn will want to twist up. Oh, we have a helicopter over there. I didn't even know that. Somebody arrived by helicopter. Maybe we see it take off soon. So if you hear a helicopter in Gudvangen, it is either because somebody is delivering a package or delivering somebody who really didn't want to drive. However, there's one other reason there could be a helicopter, depending where it's at. Just over that ledge yesterday, parachuter or a base jumper fell and landed on a ledge, and they had to try to rescue him down with a helicopter. No, the helicopter is coming down from the hotel. So this is delivery. But anyway, yeah, they actually had to run a helicopter in just around that corner there to pick up a base jumper who fell and landed on a ledge. Something with the way he was flying, whether his parachute came out, I don't know. But he actually is okay. He's broken in many places, but he's okay. Yeah, Maria, I heard you're in the hospital. I hope you're doing all right. It's good that you're keeping things in check, though. Maybe we see the helicopter. He's going to spin forever, and then maybe he takes off. Ah, let's see who else is here. I see the screen is still bumping around. Susan Youngman's here from Frankfurt, formerly Adirondacks, just because I like to say Adirondacks. Anna Taylor is here from Arizona. Oh my God, she must be dying of heat. There comes the helicopter. Arlene is here. Charlotte is here. Oh, she's gonna go and see her grandmother. Oh, I hope she's doing well. I'll give you an idea how small that helicopter is compared to the mountains, by the way. Oh, sorry to hear about your grandmother, Charlotte. I hope she's okay, and it's good that you're going to go visit her. Charlotte's due here in about a week or two, I hope. So hopefully we get to see her too. Let's see. Maria says she's happy she didn't miss it yesterday. Oh, so glad you can make it today. Raymond says his last source for a lot of tablets got arrested. Oh my God, that just sounds horrible. Okay, no tablets from Raymond. Lindsay Langley is here. So the pics that she's seen of the looms, the band is all the way across. Yep, you can, oh yeah, the helicopter, you can still see it. He's way over there now. Get an idea how big the mountains are now. Yep, but those bands, they can go as, this is why oftentimes you will see, in my opinion, Viking ships' sails have stripes. Screw the helicopter, let's go this way. Okay. You can make it go all the way across the top, but you can only, you can make it as long as you want and keep winding it up as much as you want, but you can only make it as wide as the loom is. So what I think they would do is they would have many people working on pieces at a time that will have had a time that would be used for making these sails, and then they lash the sails, the sides together, and that's why, in my opinion, they have stripes, some of them, but I don't know if that's whether they were red and white stripes. I have no idea, but this is a theory of mine. And if you can't find these combs, this is something Holger made, our man of results from Germany. He blacksmithed some nails, it's hard to see in there, and then stuck them through the piece of wood, and we had him bend the ends because that was one thing we found out is when they were hitting against each other, they wouldn't miss. But these actually work quite well, and that's all he did. So if you need combs, that's a good way to do it. And I tested them. They worked just fine once we got the ends tipped so that it wouldn't catch here, but it would go past. So these are something you can make for your dollhouse too, Anne. And this is the drop spindle, by the way. But I need more needle binding samples. I got to make some more for this. And this was the Oslo, the Oseberg loom is what they were trying to show. Not Oslo, but Oseberg. But I have a better one down at the textile house I can show you as soon as the tourists go out of the way. Let's see who else. Max is here. Today I was going to play more with the turning stitch. I would say Vajanto stitch, but it's spelled like Vajanto, V-A-J-A-N-T-O. It's 2 + 1 + TR. So we can play with that one a bit. Najwa is here. Not too long till Najwa comes to Gudvangen. We're looking super excited. See, who else have I said hello to everybody? If not, I say hi. Oh, Roxy finished a pair of socks. Nice job. And Torun's here. Let's see, who else am I missing? I think I got everybody. Nella's here. Okay, so Nella can look up all the historical details for the Vajanto stitch. 2 + 1 + TR. Garcia's here too. Holland of the Downpour and Thunder. And I think I got everybody. Let's see where I can go and sit so that we won't have tourist issues now. But we're having beautiful, beautiful weather. We're getting some more tents in here soon. And another tent will be here next to Holger if they dare. Holger is the slave trader's house. He likes to capture women, young and well-shaped, as he says. We have to interview him one day again. That's his flag, by the way. Then, hey, hi! Can I ask you how your tablet weaving course went? Huh? Can I ask you how your tablet weaving course went? I'm on YouTube, though.
It was really fine.
Yeah? Do you have any samples? Can we see what your stuff is in the tent? Oh, Luli's working over there too. I didn't even see her hiding. Oh, Luli says she's got her tablet weaving already on her dress from yesterday. She's efficient. Yeah. You have to show. Yeah, the front microphone doesn't work too well. I thought you were wearing it already. Oh, okay. All right, we'll look at Alexander first. They can hear you from this side, though.
I have this one.
Look how pretty.
It's Jose who's making this.
It's Jose's making
Yes.
it. I'm sorry. Jose.
Jose. Yeah. He's really excited about this.
This is Alexander, by the way. She held her first tablet weaving course in the village. And how did she do? Did you?
Students.
Okay, so that means you did well. If you got people,
They say so.
if you got people who produce stuff, you did well. Look at that. What is the name of this pattern, by the way?
Oseberg.
Oseberg?
Yes.
She gets all the geeky stuff done, so I have to ask her.
Nice, huh?
Yeah, look
I
at
even
that.
have for hairband.
Yeah.
You got enough for a hairband too?
Yes, this one.
Oh, we'll get you. Oh, yes, you do. Wow, you
Because
made
of
a
the
lot.
length, it will make 2 meters one.
Yeah. You guys have been busy.
Yes.
Do you have more show and tell now that I'm at it?
Huh?
Do you have more show and tell?
No, not from the course.
No, we'll
No.
get more. And you got tattoos to show off too. Luli's been tattooing you.
No, not Luli.
Not
This
Luli
is
on that
to
one.
Ola Sandberg.
Ah,
Yes.
you got a new one from her. Was it on your head?
Yes.
This one.
This is
That's
Luli.
the new Luli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I see we have Heidi here. There she is. Welcome back. Okay, I'm gonna go down and play with needle binding. Yeah. Thanks for the show and tell. I have to show off tablet weaving because they don't do it.
Of course, very successful.
First course very successful.
Yeah, amazing t-shirt. Recommended for next ones to join.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so there's gonna be another one.
Sure.
Yeah, you can
We
do it.
want the second, third level.
Yeah. And if you're not living in the village, you got to pay an entry fee. But otherwise, then it's just a ticket or to the course. Okay, I'll turn around so you can see the other way. Ta-da! And then we'll find a place to sit. And Karl's brought his beer with him. We can sit over by Lisa's house today, but I'll show you the village. It's too bad the camera's a little on the shaky side, but I'm using a different gimbal, so the gimbal's the device that keeps the camera from shaking too much. Yeah. Oh, Darius, do you still have your bling out? We'll show Darius's bling. We have to see. Vikings like bling. I got some new pieces too. Darius is from Poland. I got new turtle brooches that Darius made. I have to show those off. If you haven't seen it on my Facebook, I managed to post something. This is the guy who made my turtle brooches. And I understand you had to fight everybody off at Borda.
It was not easy.
It was not easy.
They offer me money.
They offer you money? No. But see, you held up for me because I'm better.
I promise, and I keep my promise.
You promise and you keep your promise. What are you making now? I gotta turn it around so they can hear you.
Defined belt.
Let's see. They can hear you better on the backside. There you go. Oh, it's a Birka find.
Yes, it is a.
Oops. There.
It is Magyar style belt founded in Birka, and this is a beautiful belt, the Jomsborg belt, gold plated, and
Oh, wow.
in the Boris style. So that's very Norwegian when it comes.
So how much would that run somebody? Gold plated, not gold solid.
No, of course. Now it goes solid. It wouldn't be lying like here on the table.
No, it wouldn't be like that would be like a car and a half.
Yeah.
Or two?
If it's 22 karat gold, yes.
Yeah.
Then we're looking about the car price.
Oh, I gotta see the pattern on this one. This one's here, right?
Yes,
I can show that.
that's
Oops, there we go.
it's a Magyar style.
goes this way?
Like all of those, I could show you the pouches. Like if you do Viking, you probably know those.
Yeah.
Magyar ring.
Did you buy a ring?
I'm going to.
pouches?
Probably.
Which one? Oh my gosh, Greg's got bling too.
Gold bling.
Gold bling, yeah.
First gold.
I got silver gleam.
So like, this is the Magyar pouch,
Yeah.
Hungarian, when we use the modern terms.
Yeah.
And this is the same style as the belt. So there will be like.
So somebody's gonna have a match set.
Yeah, it is style-wise. And this is the most correct Viking age pouch.
Oh.
Because this is found from one grave in Birka.
Oops, I'll put it up so they can see a little bit. Oh, see, that's good that you're here. I have to show off my bling now. Enough about you. More about the bling you made me.
You're welcome.
There we go. See? He made those. Because, of course, we know that Karl thought it was too cheap, so I have to, in bronze, I was making him look bad, so we had to put silver on. And he found a good way to do it. He made silver plated. Was it silver plated bronze?
Yes.
Silver plated brass, which I thought was a really good affordable option, because these things would be, well, they weren't cheap, but they would be extremely expensive if they were silver. So, and
But I do them in
they come in
solid silver as
two.
well.
Yeah. Oh, you do in pure silver though, yeah?
Yes.
How much do those run, or do we say?
Well, like 10,000.
10,000? Okay, Carl's got to work harder. Okay, thanks for letting me see your bling. I have to go show more bling on your table here. We'll just turn around. And then we're going to go sit down and do needle binding, because I have to do some needle binding. And people have expectations. Hey! He made all these. You want to say hi? Hi. Anders, with a rope right across his eyeballs. There you go. Did you get new bling from Darius too? Or are you wearing something new?
Myself. If it was made by him, it would be better. He said that. He said that.
Oh, he's just saying that because you're standing here.
You have two of those and two sizes.
Oh,
Of
nice.
the runes.
So do you have a business card, by the way, Darius, if people want to find your things online? I know you have a Facebook.
Yes, I do use Facebook at the moment. I am working on an Instagram page.
Are you working on Instagram? All right. You got to do it. Anders knows a thing or two about Instagram.
Go to prick.com.
Prick.com. I know what you did. That's not nice. D-A-R on my friends list. No, actually, no. But if they look, I put up a post not too long ago. I put my boobs online for everyone to see, or my brooches that he made, and you can see it. You're tagged in there, so they can actually just contact you directly if there's something they like. Yep. No, he goes all over Europe too.
The other day, and it turns out I am an ASSHOLE. Actually.
You're pretty good at spelling. Do you think the kid next to you doesn't know how to spell? Oh, I'm seeing thread colors and drooling, says Lindsay. Okay. There you go. Ta-da. We're thread people where I come from here.
Look at
Yeah, I saw you got the big brother and the little brother. Did you make those too?
Yeah. It's this is the find it from Denmark. The finds from Denmark. Different. You have the vodka one, the wine one, and then the beer.
Oh, wow. So you got to drink them in order, right?
And the original sizes from Viking Age.
They're the original sizes
Yes.
too.
Yeah. So
I could do the vodka one. I'd have to wait on the beer
This
one.
one's from Jelling in Denmark. This one's from Leira. There's a huge longhouse there.
Yeah.
And this is from the Fayo. This is a tiny island between Zealand, where the Copenhagen is, and the Lowland.
Oh, wow.
This long island on the bottom of Denmark.
That is quite cool.
So, and it's found on this tiny Danish island.
This one keeps showing the bottom, so I have to tilt
this
it.
is so nice. And it's gilded inside.
There you can. Oh my God, you're insane. Do you sleep? You've got like a brand new baby, and other kids. I was just.
But if you have a tiny baby, you don't sleep that much.
No. Oh, okay.
You can work.
So you can work. You just hammer and let the baby fall asleep to the sound of the hammer. My mom used to vacuum. Does that count? When I was cleaning. And this is the yelling dragon. I love this one. Yelling with a J, by the way. That's the ring that you have, that I have from you is based on.
Yes, but at the moment I'm sold. I just need to make more.
Nope. I got them quickly. I know what I was doing, but I have it on my finger. It was that one, wasn't it? Was the yelling dragon one?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I have to twist it,
I
but
have them in two versions. You have the.
you made this one too.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Bore one. This is actually the Norwegian Prime Minister owns that one.
Really?
The previous one.
That's why I got it. Because of the Norwegian Prime Minister. And then you have this one too. This thing is awesome.
Yeah, those are Norwegian brooches. You got this is this brooch. You have the three dragons. The pattern is very intricate, so you may have struggled to find the dragons, but the three dragons fighting together.
I think it shows up, yeah.
This is the most beautiful Viking threefold brooch, which is from Trondelag. It's a northern west of
Trondelag, in the west of Norway, north.
West of Norway, but then you go a little bit off. This is like beautiful Urne style brooch.
The Ernest style drink. That's a really good seller, by the way.
Yeah, and they funded in this one is funded recently. It was gold plated, and the silver one is funded on Iceland.
Yeah, because they found out that those may or may not have been mass produced or as mass produced as you can get in the Viking Age. Yeah,
exactly same pattern funded in two countries.
yeah. Which was quite cool to see.
Oh, this one is really interesting. It's
Yes.
the Horn near Drammen, the needle case.
You got to demonstrate how that works because we got needle people online. That's a needle case if you didn't catch it.
Yes, you
You unscrew the top or?
No, this is actually open. It's always open.
Oh,
You just put a piece of woolen fabric
yeah.
with the needles inside. You just pull it in there, and the wool when you squeeze it,
Yeah.
then you can fit it there. But then it just push it, push
Ah!
it by the
It just
the
supports
nature
it, yeah.
of the wall. It just press it.
That
out.
I've seen hanging off
Yeah, you can,
of these.
you can hang it. You can hang it.
Let's see if I can turn it. There we go.
Like
They'd hang them. Whoops!
the
it's going
trefoil
fast.
brooches, they have those special
Hangs
loops
off of
for
here.
hanging stuff from it.
Oh yeah, the trefoil one does too. I've only used the trefoil one as like a pendant. Oh my god, my gimbal is doing some seriously screwed up things here. All right, hang on, everybody. I'm gonna recalibrate. There we go. Okay.
So I could just show you how it looks
Yeah.
on the back, and then you have this special loop.
I thought that was you could wear it as a pendant if you wanted to as well.
Well, this is actually interesting because the
But I like
trefoil
that you
brooch,
could hang things.
you can move it on your dress or apron dress whenever you want.
Yeah.
And you have this stuff hanging from it.
I like that because I have one trefoil brooch. It's not from you, but it's not as cool as that one either. But it has that thing on there, and I thought that was so that you could choose to wear it as jewelry. But I have to hang everything from it because I'm not allowed to have a pouch. If I put a pouch on me, I look like two pigs fighting under a blanket. So I hang everything from my boobs.
Yeah, that works as well.
That works. There you go. And this is my next pick next time. When he comes back next year.
Kissing horses.
Yep. Is there kissing horses?
Yes, there is.
Yeah. I want to wear those in my hair though, not as earrings, but hanging from the, around the.
Temple rings.
Yeah, like here, or something. I had some like that before, but they were horses or something. But they were lent and never returned. By the way, we're closed. That's why he's wearing Nike. Okay. All right. Now I've looked at lots and lots and lots of bling. Was Dar at Halmer Festival this year? Were you at Halmer Medieval Festival?
Yes.
Yes, he was. Let's see, do I have any more questions? So I haven't seen. Let's see. Oh my God, those needle cases look incredible. They're drooling in Bergen, just so you know. Are you going to Bergen again? Or where are you going next after this?
Oh, I go to Kristiansand and
Kristiansand?
Bergen maybe next year.
Maybe-
I haven't been there for like 15 years.
Oh, it's time to go back to Bergen. Kiwi would appreciate it if you did. Silk on top, linen underneath. Is this silk, by the way?
That's silk.
That's
and
silk.
linen.
And that's
I
linen.
used to have some plant-dyed wool, but I am a little bit sold down.
Yeah, no,
basically-
plant dye goes fast.
It's a lot of stuff. It's missing at the moment.
My brooches are stunning, Karen. That's right, and they're mine. Back off.
I have nice.
They
type of
love the
brooches,
cups you made.
The
Huh?
different types of. I have P27, P37. You get the Hedeby brooches.
I got the Hedeby ones, yeah. I usually like open work on the brooches, but in this case, the filigree with the.
I'm making like late.
When you have, like,
Viking
these-
Age Ornus brooches.
Oh, the
They're
Ornus ones would be popular.
They're really open and light.
Ah,
But
there
they're
we
not
go.
that big. They're only like 60 millimeters.
Yeah, because the ones you made for me, they have all these little twists on them, like you see.
Yeah.
That I like when it's open. Oops, sorry, it's focusing on two for different things. There you go.
Filigree granulation.
Yep. Then I like filigree. Okay, guys, I'm leaving you. Peace out, brother. Okay, I'm gonna go and needlebind. I swear to God. Thanks for letting me drool.
You're welcome.
Okay, we can sit at Lisa's house. And then we're going to play with turning stitches, Max, I promise. I have it in my basket here. Whoop. You guys are making a pretty fire. Da, da, da. You guys look so nice there. It's like you knew I was going to come and sit down. No, I'm sitting over here. And then Karl will come and have a beer because that's what Karl does. Let's see, this is... All right, there we go. So turning stitch, I did do a sample, and this is some plant dyed yarn that I did. It has absolutely no creativity in it whatsoever. And I need to take my hood off, it's hot. You were asking about the stitches on my hood, or my hood and my snakes. Those are chain stitch. If they were more historically accurate, they would be split stitch. But the dragon that I was working on the other day is, for a while actually, since the needlebinding festival actually in Denmark, is almost done. So you can see that. Ta-da. Actually, I can soak it and the white stuff will just disappear. And then I will do that before I put the eye in because he's going to get a silk eye so it shines, but I kind of want to see what it looks like with the blue and not this white. So right now I'm just finishing the top stitching. The side and the top stitching and his face are all done in stem stitch. And then these are just rows and rows of chain stitch back and forth. Yeah, you doing that too? Yeah. So But split stitch would be more historically accurate. They did actually have the chain stitch, just not so much embroidery with it that has been found. But because the appearance is so much the same, so similar, actually chain stitch sits a little bit higher and split stitch sits a little bit lower. The appearance is so close that I just do it anyway, because it's much, much faster. Okay, let's see. I'll catch up a little bit on chat, see what else I missed here. Oh, Albert said he saw Darius there and he didn't know it was him. Wonderful, now I have to wipe the drool up off the floor, says Garcia. It's raining over there, no one will ever know. This is what happens, by the way, when the raindrops hit your water-soluble fusing here. That was from last week, actually, when we were on YouTube. It started to rain right at the very end. Max says, I've been thinking about making a hairnet for my mother when she cooks, but I'm indecisive on what stitch will work best for her to prevent hair strands from falling into food while cooking. Have you looked up Sally Pointer on YouTube? She works with nettles. I think she calls it something with nettles anyway, but she makes a hairnet out of the simple looping stitch. Which might be a little too loose, but it would work really well because the simple looping stretches quite well. Yeah, Sally Pointer's awesome. So I refer to her all the time when it comes to nettles, but she does a lot of needle binding too, by the way. Okay, so this was originally dyed with nettles in an iron pot, and it was supposed to go green, and I liked the first batch I got, so I put it in, and it looked like crap. It looks maybe better on the green. Maybe you can see better. It just looked gray. So then I threw it in a pot with, what is that one called? Marikopa, the lady's mantle. And then it made everything in the pot was yellow, except for this yarn, which went a bit more browner. So it's not the worst color in the world, but it's not exactly the most exciting either. All right, my cool needle case. We're going for bone. This is a bit more dense stitch, so I don't want to use... Oh, Anne Monroe will recognize this one. I don't want to use the thick stitch and thick yarn. This one is actually done on a 3D printer by a guy named David in Denmark, and I have to look up his name to tag him. But he made one for sample, wanted to see how a curved needle would do. So all of us ladies in Denmark got those at the Nalbinding festival. They were gifted, which I thought was quite cool. So I had to show that off. It does have a nice bend to it, by the way. If you like curved needles, it's one way to know which direction your work is going in. Okay, that's why curved needles, but this one I'm just using simple bone and a skinnier one. Normally, let's see. Normally I use my super fat needle, but it's not going to cut it on this one. It's too fat. And I tried doing a sample in this stitch. It was with this yarn, and it was too thick. It's so dense. You can kind of get an idea what this stitch will look like, though. It's a lot like the one we did last week, but it's a little bit more thicker. So it's 2 + 1 + TR, which I always like to think is twisted loop. So I'm going to need 2 + 1 + the TR, so I need 4 loops to start. And we'll do this as a chain, actually, for fun. So one on my thumb. I'm right-handed, so I want the yarn to go down the inside. So now I have 2 loops and a needle. See, what did I do wrong there? I did something really goofy. I got it caught. There we go. Ska jag flytta? Yeah, Svensson, Sweet Shell Sun 3. Did you want to move down? Oh, that'll be too noisy. Yeah, that's right. He's going to modernly remove the grass from where the tents need to go. Let's move down. By the way, Karl, do you want to tell him about the beer you got? Or you can show it off.
You bought it.
I bought it. I bought you the crazy beer. Okay, stand over there while I pack up and you can show him the beer. You have to stand over here, though, or they can't hear you.
Well, both me and Karin are buying beer like lunatics.
You're
So Karin buys them based on name and label, and I buy them based on alcohol content, because we don't really know anything about the taste when it comes to this.
You're in here somewhere.
So
There you are.
I have a slight hope that this might be good.
This one's called Einstök. It's Icelandic toasted porter, but the Viking has helmets on his head. So we're not sure about this
He
one.
has helmets on his head.
Horns on his helmets even.
Yes.
Listen to what I mean, not what I say. I'm an expert.
And then I'm a bit more skeptical on this one.
This one was Ink and Dagger Modern Day IPA, or Indian Pale Ale. Okay, let's move
Doesn't
down.
seem to be any fruit in it, which is a good thing.
All right, we'll move down and then you can drink that, and then I will show my stitch while you taste. Should we go down where we sat last time? Down at the end?
Yeah.
I don't hear any bagpipes today.
No, but why would the bagpipes compete with...
No, I think he has the day off.
He was working today.
Oh, does he? Yeah. So again, after hours, modern equipment. It was tooth to use with the sickle. It's gotten too thick, so we have to use in with the weed whacker, huh?
Is he coming to cut this too?
No, because there's not going to be any tents here this week, so that can grow a little bit longer and the sheep can feed on it. When he uses a machine, the sheep can't feed on the grass. What? You're supposed to be working! Let's see. There we are. There's a second tent there too. We'll have to look through Magda's tent maybe next week if she's still here. She has a lot of clothing. So Magda, if you remember, we can sit over here. There, now it's nice and quiet. And if we sit on this side, we get a nice view behind us. Okay. This is what happens when you drink cappuccino in a Viking dress. Okay, show your stuff and I'll show mine.
So, starting out with the one I have most expectations to, so
Yeah?
I don't destroy my
I feel like I'm
taste
zoomed.
buds with the other one first.
Okay. You're starting with a Einstock. Like the label or the cap was kind of cool.
There we go again.
Where is this from? It's Iceland, it said.
Icelandic beer is often from Iceland.
Icelandic beer is often from Iceland. I see what you did there, smartass. And that's a porter. That should be dark. Yeah? It's got a good head on it, as we like to say. Let's see if you survive. I suspect there's no mangoes in here, but it smells like it might have that caramelizing effect that you keep calling bananas.
Compare this to the porter I bought at the
The
restaurant.
Voss Porter, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this has got a head on it. The Voss Porter didn't have any foam. Okay, let's see if you die. There we go. The hat stayed on your head, so it can't be that great. No.
No bananas, but kind of a pleasant taste.
Yeah? That was... How much percent is this? Brewed with Icelandic roasted coffee.
I think it is 6.
Yeah.
I was a little bit concerned because when you look
Yeah,
at
6.0%.
when I looked at the label, I saw this first.
Which was... Oh, yeah. The 14.5 plato, which means I don't know what. But obviously not 14.5%.
It means it's 6% everywhere else, but if you're Icelandic, it will work as if it was 14.5.
Okay, so can this Viking... Is he allowed to have horns on his helmet now after you've tasted his beer?
I've never been a fanatic about the horns.
No?
I'm the one guy who goes, yeah, when I see horned Viking helmets.
He looks like a Minnesota Viking, if you're a football fan. American football. Okay, you drink that. I'm needle binding. Max has been waiting. We can't keep Max waiting. Let's see. Down, down, down. This gimbal's a little dodgier than the other one. It wants to just keep shaking a little. It looks like we're drunk. Okay. So 4 loops. So 2 plus 1 plus the twisted one. And I can tighten the back loop a little bit there. So you jump over 2, you go through one away from you, and this third one, or the last one, the twisted one, the TR, you twist it, just like we did last week, and then go through from left to right, not the right left. And then you just go down and through like before. So this one should look Similar to the last one, but only thicker. But hopefully this yarn shows it up a bit better. Charlotta says that beer is awesome. Are you agreeing with Charlotta?
It's okay.
So skip over 1, 2, take 1, twist the 4th.
Oh,
Yeah?
I gave your phone number to the Lithuanian guide.
You gave my phone number. Oh, the Lithuanian guide. Yeah, no, that's fine. She wants to do some sewing for the store, some tea towels and things, because everybody wants tea towels, and she does hand sewing and hand.
She also wanted to send you some pictures and videos that she has made. I think.
Yeah, she's a guide actually by day here. She comes with certain groups that are touring the village, and she's their guide. She's the guide that brings them here, and then our guides take over, and then she takes them back to wherever she found them, cruise ship or whatever.
No, she takes them over to Olav to feed them.
Oh, she takes them over to Olav to feed them, and then she takes them back to the cruise ship or wherever she found them.
Yeah, for all I know, she might be murdering them in the woods, but I'm guessing
she's not murdering them in the woods. I'm pretty sure.
Probably heading them back to the cruise ship.
She's probably heading back to cruise ship. Yeah. Now some come from tour bus guides, and some are cruise ship guides. They're from all over the place. There we go. Twist the 4th loop. So this is all it really is. It's just one more. The one we did yesterday was we just twisted the 3rd loop instead. So this one we're jumping over 2, taking the 3rd and twisting the 4th loop. Okay, and I have to catch up on chat a little bit. Hi. So Lilia is here. Do you want to say hi? Here, it's YouTube again. She was sad because she missed YouTube last time because she had to go a little early. I said you were sad because you missed YouTube last time because you had to go a little early.
Yeah.
We can turn it though because then they can hear you. And it'll get to you eventually. Yeah, other way, down, 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 shorter. How old are you?
I'm 9.
And you are?
I'm 12.
You're 12 and you're 9. How come the 9-year-old is taller than the 12-year-old? How does that work? It's the part of Norway.
More protein.
More protein. Have you been eating more protein? More like nuts and meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You're just eating.
It's junk food after the clock. Yeah. Do you want to say who you are and where you're from? They're both Norwegian, by the way. Yeah? Say, well, you can say it in Norwegian and I can translate it.
I'm Ulva.
Yeah?
And
You are from?
I live in a place called Svarstad.
In Svarstad, yeah. And Lilja, you are from? You're both Norwegian. You can just say I'm from Norway.
Yeah.
Judging from the knife, I would say that she's from up north.
Oh, she's got a knife. Why would you say she's from up north if she has a knife?
That type of knife is a Sami knife.
Oh, you have a Sami knife. Ah, you have a new dress today. Both of you do. And a new belt. Oh, look at the belt on you. Can we see your tablet weaving? We have to see. We've been drooling on tablet weaving today. Look how pretty. Oops, it's got to go this way to find you. There it is. Did Mom make that?
No.
No? How come?
I don't know. I got it from Mom. I don't know where she got it.
I think that's the pattern they call the two-headed snakes, or the two-headed serpent. One there and one there, and you do like a skipped loop for the eyes, I think. That one's cool. That's my kid's favorite. One of them. And your knife. Show us the knife. If they can see it on there, I can't see you anymore. That's not a knife. That's a sheath. There you go. That's a knife. Okay, everyone be afraid of Lilia. Okay, I'm going to turn it back now. Then we can see if Karl's still surviving his beer. And then I'll see what my stitch looks like. Yeah?
Har du sett Elling og hun der Eirin? Ja.
Nei, ikke ennå, men de er ikke på Freeman's-rom, eller?
Nei.
Nei. Nei, jeg har ikke sett dem ennå, men det kan hende de er oppe med teltene.
Ja.
So, are you still surviving the beer?
Yeah, it's growing on me.
I put a big bird on the thumbnail. That thing was the biggest seagull I ever saw, and I was completely infatuated with it for about 2 hours yesterday, taking a gazillion pictures through the window of your parents' house. That's actually where it's taken. The bird has a tendency to fly away every time I try to get close to it. I even tried to feed it a banana for size comparison. Your mother was making fun of me. Explain, what is this huge-ass seagull
It's called svartbak in Norwegian. I think you found the English name.
The black gold. black something gull. No, Atlantic gull. I don't know. It was the king of the Atlantic waterfront, it says, apparently. North Atlantic
It's
waterfront.
the biggest type of seagull. You don't usually see them inland at all. They are something you see when you go far out with a boat and you start to gut fish and throw them into the sea, because then they show up. They are like twice as big as a normal seagull and can very easily just show up and bully all the food to themselves. And we have one of these that are almost time. He lands and eats on our veranda.
He's huge, yeah. Your father feeds him dog food. I thought that was hilarious. They love it too.
Yep.
In a big bowl of water. But I noticed when I was trying to take a picture of it next to the big bowl of water and the cup that they were eating out of, they looked like just a small bowl of water and a small cup.
Yeah. You know what that bowl actually is? It's the radar reflector of a penguin missile.
Really? How has your father come across one of those?
He used to work on making them.
That's right. In Sweden? Which makes me think you're Swedish.
Oh, you...
I just did it! There you go!
The
Look on your
penguin
face.
missile is Norwegian woman.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I... How to insult a Norwegian. Oh my God, the look on your face. I swear to God, it was like you just peed your pants and discovered it. I'm going to show my Stitch now because he's going to kill me. He's going to need some recovery time. And then I'll catch up on... Oh, that sign? We hate it. I'm making her a new one. It's too paper looking. Let's see if we can turn this so it goes the other way. There we go. Okay, now my chain is this long. So this is what it looks like. It was Vajanto stitch, or Vajanto, and Nella's probably got all the history of it if we ask nicely. I was going to do a round start actually, but I think maybe I'll see if it's enough to go around. Pretty close. We'll do a couple more stitches so you can see if you didn't. Okay, so if you take your work off your thumb, this is how you identify the yarn. If you're right-handed, goes over your left thumb, and then this is your first loop. This is your second loop, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on. So I know that I have to jump over 2. And then I go under this one, and you can see the yarn did not go through this loop, so that's my final loop. That's the one that I have to pull and twist. Like that. Okay, I have to catch up on some chat here. But yes, your father's 90, and he has satellite parts, radar parts. What else did we do? We went through with 2 ferry boats in on. It was like the land, definitely the land of the midnight sun. It was light the whole way there. We arrived at like quarter after midnight, and I didn't even need my high beams.
You were in Selje on an incredibly uncharacteristic day.
Yeah?
We almost died of heat.
It was super hot, yeah.
And that never happens because it's always windy.
But actually, it turns out that the world set a record. Now, this is including the cold climates. The average world temperature was 70 degrees Celsius, and they're expecting that record to be broken several times over this summer.
You said the average what was...
No, it's Celsius, Fahrenheit. Sorry, it's Fahrenheit. 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's including the cold parts that are supposed to be having winter, like Raymond. That's insane. So we'll see. It's probably been colder or hotter than that now. One more. Okay, jump over 2, go through the 3rd, twist the 4th. But now you can see why I'm using a thin yarn for this, or thinner yarn, because it shows up much better. My splice looks fat. It shows up way more than it did on the other one I had in here somewhere. Yep. This is too thick. I mean, you don't even need to felt these if you wanted thick mittens out of it. That's the right side, by the way, and the wrong side. Okay, I'm catching up on chat while we watch you enjoy a beer. It's not looking at you, it's looking at the waterfall in my head. We're at 49 minutes. You don't need to down that one, but you can try the other one from the can if you want. The ink and knife. Now that's a knife, says Raymond Roberts in his best Australian accent. Because, you know, that's where he's from. Heidi Lisa says, fina jente. That's Runa's sister. She knows these kids in real. Let's see. I have to flip even more forward. I'm going way back. Maybe I can ask my brother-in-law and see if I can make it out of a 3D printing. That might be a better idea to ask. If you think the needle, I have to go further back. I've been thinking about making a hairnet. Oh yeah, the hairnet for my father. Let's see. Anne Moreau says, when do all those beautiful things come to Belgium? Oh yeah. We have to find that one out if Darius... Well, Darius is from Poland. He does go to Volin, by the way, the big market, and that's like the biggest Europe market in Europe. Viking is Volin, W-O-L-I-N in Poland. I think, isn't that the one they call the Viking supermarket because like every vendor in the world is there?
It's not that everybody is there. It's in Poland, and the best vendors is now and has always been Polish.
Yeah.
So all the Polish people are there because for them it's like their backyard. And
Yeah.
it's cheaper to live in Poland. So for a handcrafter, and they are not worse than anybody else in Europe. And when they can sell something occasionally for Norwegian prices, it's like if a Norwegian craftsman was producing something that was barely enough to keep him alive when it's bought by Norwegians, but then a Russian comes and buys it for 4 times the price.
By the way, Max
It's
was...
not completely unthinkable.
No. Max is working on a flat piece using Coptic and Tarim stitch. That takes patience. It's so curly, so I don't have much patience for that one. But it's actually... It can kind of move quite quickly, actually. And Kiwi's made a dragon, by the way. If you haven't seen that, you have to go and look on. I like Nella's comment on one of these forums that said it. She thought it was a moomin until she saw the tail. You know, the moomin trolls? Yeah, I thought it was cute. It was awesome. Anyway, it's cute. It was for a birthday present. Let's see. Oh, the needle cases look incredible. Yeah, they liked those. Max says, I haven't used Tarim or Coptic stitch for a while, and that I've been at that. Maybe I can make a coaster for my friends and family and neighbors. Oh yeah, you could do that. If it does curl too much, by the way, just add a little steam to it. You put like a damp cloth on top of it, and then you just push the iron down and up. Don't slide. And that'll make it... Oh, there goes the hat. Gotta drain all the snobbles on that glass. All right, let's see. To catch up. Oh, Libellula is from France. She says, hey, we have some French Vikings coming in August, actually, by the way, too. And welcome back, by the way. Let's see, we were still about the silver and the bronze and such drooling. And Sally Pointer and Spring hairnets are especially great, says Kiwi. Spring is really stretchy. So, yeah, it is. Actually, Spring was a good way to think about it, too. Tour wants to make herself a hairnet as well using Sprung. I've only made a little bag, but it's quite cool. It's just, if you make a mistake, you want to leave those. You have these little sticks that you kind of leave in while you do the next row and the next row, and it's good to have those in for quite a while because... What did you do?
Can you smell the lemons?
Are there lemons in there?
There's nothing on the sticker about there being lemons in this, but...
The ink and dagger one?
Tell me that that's not lemon.
Oh, you can see the lemon in there. It does smell like lemon. It smells like cleaner. Lysol.
It's going to be horrible.
Squeeze the glass to bring it all out, Suzanne Moreau.
Why did I put fruit in beer?
Why did they put fruit in beer? Carl's having a bad summer, by the way. All those new beers come with fruit in it, and he's going nuts. Yesterday you had one called Pad something. It was Crash Pad beer. The Crash Pad beer, and that one also had a bit of, I don't know, you started swearing. Citrus in it? Yeah. That one had him swearing, too. Then we didn't think the can was worthy of playing on YouTube. It was just a regular can. Turon says, nice knife. Every girl should have a knife. Nella said, that's the kind of knife good for gutting reindeers, not much else. Oh, that's a Sami knife, is what Karl was saying, so that makes sense.
You can use it for almost anything.
You can?
It's my skalmosses. This is the British version. The Norwegian version would be much more like a Sami knife. It would have a flat back and it would be sharp on the curved edge. So I think the Scandinavian skalmosses kind of evolved into the Sami knife.
put this back a bit. Just wanted to make sure we could hear you.
And it's kind of funny thing, I don't know how it is now, but it used to be with the Norwegian army. They are not equipped with a knife.
Yeah.
But I have some options. And this is what most of them do. You can either sharpen your bayonet, now you have a knife. Or you can buy a Leatherman, now you have a knife. Or you can buy a Sami knife.
Yeah.
And almost everybody goes into one of these three categories. And the Sami knife is very popular because it's a massive piece of metal, so you can also use it as kind of a light hatchet.
Oh, I had to get a little bit further back there. Matthew Hems is here. I'm saying Hames anyway. He's from Egan, if I remember correctly. He recognizes. He says, "I'm just a Viking fans," and their logo has horns, which is true because this looks a lot like the Minnesota Viking fans. Or Viking team. Anyway, and Garcia says, "Yeah, it was a black-backed gull. That was the name of it. That big bird."
Yeah.
The wingspan can get up to 1.7 meters, by the way, and the wingspan on that thing was huge. He was easily over a meter on his wingspan.
Yeah. It's called svartbak in Norwegian, and that means black
Backed.
back.
Yep.
But bak in Norwegian could mean your back, or it could mean your ass. So it might be a black ass.
Drink your beer. Max says to Maria, I bet you could try the 2+1+TR stitch. Oh, yeah. That's what I was doing there now anyway. So 2+1+TR. You can switch this one around. What did... Not that great?
Not that great.
Are you kind of like regretting that you slammed the porter? By the way, if you have any Viking questions for Karl, it's been a while since we stumped him, so we might need to throw one out there. We've got 4 more minutes to go. Okay. So to show, by the way, just to go through it. Here we go there, and then one. So all of these twisted loops, the one we did last time, if it's like 1+1+TR, then it's 1+1, and then you would twist the third like that. This is 2+1+TR, so it's taking the first 2 stitches, jumping over those 2, then +1, and then hiccuping over there, hicking up over there. How do you say that? Hicking up or hiccuping? I like hicking up.
Are you asking me how to pronounce English words?
No, it's not. It's hiccuping. Anyway, that's how this one's made. But if you have one that's, say, 1+2, then you would do 1, and then you would take 2, and then the twist loop +TR. So you can kind of get how the counting mechanisms go when they write them out like that, though. But this one is 2+1 plus the twisted loop. Karl, you look like you're dying over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I left a long tail, which I did on purpose here, I can, let's see, take the yarn out the right way. I can go under all these loops, which I think you've seen me do this one before, but we're doing it again because it's a nice little trick. I think I've got way too many stitches on here, but I can always cut off some. Under all the bottom loops. And this is what I call a deconstructed round start, because it's the exact same way of starting with a slip knot in the round, but it's deconstructed. So then you take your tail, your long tail, and put it through. And then you can slide it all the way through. So if you think a round start is hard, you can do that, but you just cinch it and you get... Then you put it back on and keep going. If it starts to wave, then well, obviously, I think this is waving because that means I have way too many stitches, which I obviously do. But instead of maybe increasing in every stitch like I would normally do on the first round, I could increase in every other, and that would even that out quite quickly too. Or in every third. And I think I would do this one with an F2, which is connecting with a new and an old stitch instead of just the new one. Anne says, I'm still in awe of how much, for the needle binding, how much stitches people create. Or how many did people create? I'd like to say as many as ways as you can tie a knot, because as we learned at the needle-binding festival, you can see Ingela Andersson does this really well. If you connect, well, if we look over here, it's a little bit easier. If you connect F1 and do the same stitch, that's a stitch. If you connect F2, that's a different stitch. If you connect from the back, that's another stitch. If you connect from the middle, that's another stitch. If you connect from the middle there and the top, that's another stitch. If you connect from the X, as you call it, which is between the two, that's another stitch. There's so many different ways to tie a knot. So I wouldn't even know how to count these. Hey! Nah, you're okay. They can't hear you. Are you going to France, by the way? They want to know if you're going to France.
Belgium.
Belgium. Were they going to Belgium? Oh, yeah, Anne Moreau wants to know if you're going to Belgium, Darius.
I was in the Belgium as a tourist once, I think. But
Yeah?
Not,
You're not going to go sell there?
I don't know if there's an option.
But you go to Volin every year, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's the one that's spelled W-O-L-I-N, sorry, W-O-L-I-N.
Volume.
And do you ever get to Germany? We have one in Frankfurt here, too.
Not on the markets, no.
No. So they're just going to have to look you up on Facebook.
Or come to Norway.
Or come to Norway. Everybody should come to Norway.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Anne's been here, by the way. Kristen was plant dyeing, and she has more blue yarn. I have to send you a picture of it. The same yarn as before.
I get it, because there is not a mention of bloody lemons on this box.
He's still whining about the bloody lemons. No, there's no mention of bloody lemons on the...
But you agree with me, that definitely...
That smells like Lysol, which is a bathroom cleaner with a lemon fresh scent. Let's see. So I'm doing F2, by the way. But I'm only increasing in every other one because I'm going to try to rescue this from having too many stitches in the start. And you can always tell if you've gone 2 loops because this is 1 loop through there. But if you look between these 2 posts, you see a V, 2 loops. And this one is 1, so then I would skip and do my next one. There. Okay. Let's flip. So Karl's not very happy about this last beer. Are you going to be downing it, or are you going to be like giving it away to somebody?
It's too strong to throw away.
What was the percentage on that thing?
6.
6. We never did show the really cool cat. Ink and Dagger. It had such promise when I saw the name in the liquor store. By Modern Day Impa by Amundsen. So, EN, Norwegian.
Yep. This is Norwegian.
Yeah. It's got a serpent.
In this contest, Iceland beats Norwegian by exactly 1 point.
Yeah. Did you have any, let's see. Nella says the blade is usually very softly sharpened so it doesn't accidentally break the hide. But yes, it's a looker. Yeah. And then Anne says, I'm still in awe of, the needle binding with the stitches. And Kiwi says, lately I've been practicing trichinopoly Viking knit using brass wire. Oh, I know that one, yeah. It's called Viking knit, but it's actually, it's almost like doing the copstick stitching around a pencil or something. You do the with wire though, and then when you pull it off, it gets like pulled together like those Chinese finger cuffs and makes like a chain.
was experimenting with that.
Yeah, so they call it Viking knit, but it's actually not. But it's done with wire. It looks quite cool, and that is actually historically accurate. That they're found a lot of Viking finds with that type of work. That is a really cool looking can. See, it's just too bad it tastes like crap. It has a bite. All right. So, Karl, I didn't have any Viking questions. Maria says, see you next week, by the way. It is Saturday next week. At least that was the plan. Yeah. Sunday was because we just couldn't. It was just too much to do. Yeah. And right when we were supposed to be leaving and driving 4 hours.
And also, we know from early medieval laws that the Vikings would literally kill you for messing with their onions. So I'm wondering what I would do if somebody was putting lemons in their beer.
That would done. What would they do if someone Anders, what would happen if somebody put lemon in your beer as a Viking? His head would fall off. That's not Anders the blacksmith, by the way. The person who put it in there their head would fall off. Says Anders he's not in Viking, so we're not showing him. No, just yours down there, I think. Oh yeah, that's right. There was a big fire pit there. We're gonna say goodbye though, and then I'll conduct. We are going to figure out where we need to mow. What are we gonna get you next week, Karl?
Something without lemons, I would say.
Didn't say anything about lemons on here. Look, it's a pissed off bird.
I'm willing to put.
Smell this. He's pissed off because it smells like lemons. This is the tattoo hunters behind me, though. Oh no, he just looked away in disgust. You're on your own with that one. Okay, Saturday. See you guys Saturday, 6 o'clock should be, unless there's something that suddenly comes up, and then I'll get it posted a little bit ahead. See you. Oh, Jesus, Karl. On that note.
I had to drink it like a 14-year-old girl. Don't smell it. Just open your throat and go gloop.
On that note, bye-bye. Jesus,
And
Karl.
it tastes like a bloody lemon plantation. Oh.